And there you have it, guys. We are done with the importance of your anatomy and physiology. Let's move on to the branches of your anatomy. Branches of anatomy includes gross anatomy, microscopic, developmental anatomy, surface, imaging, applied, and pathologic anatomy. Now, your gross anatomy, of course, your gross anatomy is the study of anatomical structure that is, of course, visible to the unaided eye. So that's your gross anatomy. Okay, that is a branch of anatomical structure that is visible. Sorry. Okay, that is, sorry guys, sulat lang natin. That is visible, okay, to the naked eye. Okay, that is visible to the naked eye. Those are the anatomical structure na kayang makita ng ating naked eye. Whereas whereas microscopic is the study of anatomic structure that cannot be seen by our naked eye, by our unaided eye, but with the aid or with the help of the microscope. That's very important. Okay, there are certain organisms that cannot be seen by your naked eye. Okay, they can only be seen through the microscope. Kaya napaka-importante, guys, na alam natin yung parts of the microscope and its function, which I discussed to you. Okay, and of course, your developmental branch of anatomy, study of structural changes. This is from conception. Okay, this is from conception to old age. Conception to old age. That's developmental. Whereas your surface, okay, branch of anatomy is you use external features as a landmark, okay, of deeper structure. Okay, we use your external structures. External structures. How about your imaging? Your imaging is your non-invasive method of creating a picture of internal structure, that's a non-invasive method. Okay, of creating a picture of your internal structures. Okay, pag external, surface. Pag imaging, that is internal. We have to create a picture of internal structures. What are the examples? Okay, what are the examples of your imaging? Okay, branch of your anatomy. It includes your x-rays, okay, your ultrasound, okay, your ultrasound, and your MRI. Those are examples of your imaging branch of your anatomy. How about your applied anatomy? It refers to the use of anatomic findings in order to what? In order to diagnose. In order to diagnose and treat medical disorder. Okay, it is used to diagnose. We applied branch of anatomy refers to the use of anatomic findings, okay, in order to diagnose and treat medical disorders. Okay, disorders. And the last one, your pathologic. It is the study itself of disease. Study of your disease, your abnormal, okay, your abnormal or injured tissues, or your injured, okay, or your injured tissues. Okay, nagigets ba natin, class? Okay, your injured tissues. So, branch of anatomy, okay, includes your gross anatomy. Wait lang, guys, ha. Your gross anatomy that focuses those branch of anatomy that can be seen by your naked eye with the aid of a microscope. That's microscopic conception. From conception to old age, that's developmental. And external is surface. Internal, like your x-ray, MRI, ultrasound, is your imaging. Internal. Letter I, internal. Applied, used to diagnose and treat medical disorders. And your pathologic. Okay, so those are the different branches of your anatomy. Okay, next. The structural and functional organization. Okay, we have what we call the level of your organization. Okay, we have the level of your organization. But with regard to the structural and functional organization, we have 6 levels. Okay, levels of from chemical to organism. So we have 6 level. First, we have your chemical. Okay, we have your chemical. Okay, wherein atoms combine to form your molecules. Okay, under the level of your organization, that's chemical. We all know that atoms are the smallest level of organization. When atoms are combined, okay, they form molecules. Ayan. Okay, atoms, when you combine atoms, okay, you form your molecules or your compound. So these are your colored balls, these are your atoms. When you put them together, you will form molecules. That's under your chemical level. Okay? And cells, cellular level, we all know that cells are the basic living unit of all living things. Cells are the basic units of life. Okay, it includes the compartments and your organelles. Examples of your organelles, okay, we have your mitochondria, your nucleus, which are, respectively, they are part of your cells. And tissues, another level, okay, structure and functional organization. Those are group of similar cells and material surrounding them. Group of cells, when you put them together, group of cells with similar structure, okay, it will arrive at tissues. There are 4 broad types of your tissues. Okay, you have epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. Okay, this is obviously an example of your smooth muscle tissue. We will go one by one when we reach your musculatory system. The next level, okay, functional structure and functional organization is your organ level. Okay, it composed of 2 or more tissue. Okay, when you put together your tissue composed of 2 or more tissue types that together perform 1 or more tissue types that perform 1 or more function. So yan yon, 2 or more tissues acting together, performing this particular 1 or more function, you form an organ. Examples of your organ, we have your stomach, your heart, your liver, ovary, your bladder, your kidney. Look at the structure, guys. Look at the figure. This is an example of your structure of your urinary bladder. Okay, your urinary bladder. In which, okay, yung nakikita natin, guys, na ito, na area na to, that is the epithelium. Ayan, that is your epithelium. Okay. Then, this particular, wait lang, guys. Particular part, that is your connective tissue. That is your connective tissue. And this specific part, this one, nakikita yan, guys, that is your smooth muscle tissue. Okay, that is your smooth muscle tissue. We will discuss them. This is just an overview, okay, of the of our discussion. And then the next level is your organ system. When you group your organs, okay, when you group your organs, like when you group your kidney, your ureter, your urinary bladder, your urethra, okay, you will form an organ system called, okay, ayan, yung kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, those are parts of your urinary system. So, group of organs, okay, contributing to some function, like your digestive system, reproductive system. Okay, in our discussion in your anatomy, we'll go system by system. We will start with integumentary and so on and so on. And then the level number 6 is your organism, of course. It makes up your organism. All organ systems, when they work together, okay, you'll form this particular beautiful organism. Okay, so that is the structural and functional organization. Let's take a look with this particular figure. Okay, okay, take a look on that particular figure. That is very common sa book ng anatomy na ginagamit na figure. Okay, what are the structural and functional organization again? Let's review. There are 6. Ano yung first? Chemical, very good. Next is your cell level. And then, tissue level. And then, different tissue when you combine to form organs. Ano yan? Organ level. And then, when organs such as urinary bladder, kidney, they make up the, ano yun? Organ system. Very good. And then, when organ system make up an organism, that's an organism level. Okay? Let's take a look with this particular figure. Nakikita nyo to guys, yung colored balls. Okay, sorry. Okay, excited lang, taing-taing lang mag-discuss. Okay, anong tawag dito? Okay, those are your colored balls. Colored balls yan. Colored balls. Yan yung tinatawag nating atoms. Okay? We all know that atoms are the smallest level of organization, which includes your carbon, your hydrogen, your oxygen, your nitrogen, your potassium. Okay? They are individual atoms that when you put them together, okay, when you put them together, your carbon, your hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, potassium, when you put them together, pag pinagsama-sama yun, they will form a molecules or your compound. Okay? You will form a molecules or compound. Okay, which includes your molecules like your glucose, your proteins, your lipids, your hormones, and whatnot, and etc. Okay? So when you put your atoms together, they will form what we call a molecule. Molecules includes your glucose, your proteins, your lipids, your hormones. Then, this particular molecules, different molecules, okay, when you put them together in an arrangement, you will form a particular organelles. Okay, you will form a particular organelles. Basically, okay, you will form this particular organelles. Basically, when you look, okay, when you look at the organelles, they have that distinct, okay, they have that distinct parts. Okay, by simply looking at the cell, okay, by simply looking at the cell, like for example, simply looking at the cell, okay, we have the outer, okay, the outer boundaries of the cell. That is what we call your cell membrane or your plasma membrane. Kita ba guys? Okay, your plasma membrane. Okay, on that inner part, okay, your cytoplasm. Okay, you can find the nucleus. Okay, nandyan ang endo, your endoplasmic reticulum, your Golgi apparatus, okay, your ribosome. Okay, example, yan, mitochondria, nucleus. Kikita yan, okay? When glucose, proteins, and lipids, okay, when you put them together, your different molecules, like your glucose, your proteins, your lipids, when you put them together, different molecules, okay, same arrangement, may kanya-kanya silang may kanya-kanya silang function They have that distinct function and parts. Yung ating cells, meron siyang distinct parts and distinct function. Okay? Like for example, like your mitochondria. Ayan, like your mitochondria. Nakikita? Okay. Just like your mitochondria, it generates a high amount of your ATP. Okay? It generates high amount of your ATP. Okay? Your mitochondria can drive, it is the drive acting of the cell. Drive acting of the cell because it generates your ATP. But the big question is, can the mitochondria itself, can the mitochondria alone, okay, can the mitochondria alone on its own drive life? Pwede ba? Okay, pwede ba yung mitochondria can drive, okay, can drive life alone? Hindi po pwede. Hindi ka pwedeng nag-iisa sa mundo. Kailangan mo lagi kang may katuwang. So, kailangan mong maghanap ng karelasyon. Char! Okay, parang ganun yung mitochondria. Okay? Hindi po pwedeng ikaw lang ang nag-work na mag-isa. Hindi po pwedeng ikaw lang yan. Yun yung gustong ipahiwatig dyan. Yun yung gusto kong i-explain. Hindi ka po pwede. You have that distinct function. You have that distinct part on the part of the cell. But you cannot drive life alone as a mitochondria. Though you generate the high level of ATP, you cannot drive life alone. Kailangan mo na may mga kasama. Okay? No, you cannot, the mitochondria cannot drive alone. Those various parts, okay, those various parts of the cell should be organized. Kailangan, you have to take all those parts. You have to organize them. You have to take all those parts like your mitochondria, your nucleus, your your Golgi apparatus, your cell membrane, your ribosome. Kailangan pagsama-samahin mo sila. They have to work together. You have to take all that part. When you take all that part, life takes place. chemical reaction takes place. Interaction between, okay, the parts of the cells begins. So, ibig sabihin, class, ang mitochondria, though it generates high level of ATP, yun yung specific function niya, hindi niya kayang i-drive yung life alone. So, kailangan magsama-sama sila. Pag nagsama-sama tong mga to, guys, your mitochondrial nucleus, your ER, Golgi apparatus, whatever parts of that cells, your ribosomes, when you take them together, when you put them together, okay, dyan nag-uumpisa ang chemical reactions. Dyan nag-uumpisa ang interactions. Okay? That when life takes place. So, pag tinanong kayo, at what point in time does life begins? Along the hierarchy, it begins at what level? Cell level. Very good. At what point in time? Cellular level. Okay, nagigets niyo ba yan? Okay, cellular level. Now, okay, when similar cells and surrounding materials, okay, when you put them together, okay, you will form the tissue level. Okay, your tissue level. And then different tissues, okay, when you combine them, okay, different tissues combine, you form a particular organ. Okay, you form a particular organ. At what point in time? Okay, at what point in time does life begins again? Cellular level. Okay, your cellular level. And then your tissue. And then the tissue, your organ. Okay, example is your urinary bladder. Okay, and then that particular organ such as the urinary bladder, your kidneys, ureter, urethra, okay, yan na yung urinary system. Yan na yung organ system level na tinatawag. And then organ systems make up a particular very cute organism. Okay, ulitin nga natin. Anong tawag dito? Atoms. Those are your colored balls. Yan yung mga atoms. Like your carbon, your hydrogen, your oxygen, your nitrogen, your potassium. When you put them together, you'll form those molecules. And examples of your molecules includes your glucose, your proteins, your lipids, your organelles. When, okay, yun yung tinatawag nating your molecule. Okay, your molecules. Different molecules, okay, your arrangement form your organelles. Okay, form your organelles. Basically, when you look at them, they have that specific function, katulad ng mitochondria, your nucleus, ribosomes, and so forth. May kanya-kanya man silang trabaho, pero mitochondria, nucleus itself, cannot drive life. Kailangan magsama-sama sila. Pag nagsama-sama sila, okay, dun magkakaroon ng cellular interaction. Dun magkakaroon ng chemical reaction can take place. Okay? Life takes place. When you organize them, when you take all those parts, pinagsama-sama mo, life begins. So if you were asked at what point in time does life begins along the hierarchy, your answer, it should be on the cellular level. So, similar cells, pag pinagsama-sama mo yung cells na yan, okay, you'll form the tissue. And different tissues, when you combine together, you'll form an organ. When you, those particular organs, okay, when you put them together, you will arrive at an organ system level. And that organ system can make up a particular very cute organism. So, maliwanag na tayo doon, guys, ha? Wala nang question dyan. Okay, next. The major organs of the body, we will just run down. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, isa-isahin natin yan. Okay, we have the brain. Okay, sorry. Okay, we have the brain, your spinal cord. Isa-isahin natin yan. Okay, we have your lung, your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your spleen, your gallbladder, your stomach, your kidney, your large intestine, small intestine, urinary bladder. So those are considered the major organs of the body. Okay? And then your organ systems that we will be discussing. Okay, pag tapos na tayo sa cells, we can start with we will start with the integumentary system. Okay, which provides protection that regulates your temperature, prevents water loss, and help produce vitamin D. So, it includes your hair, your skin, and then your skeletal system. It serves as a protection and support It includes your skull, your clavicle, okay, your femur, your radius, your pelvis, your tibia, and so forth. Your muscular system, okay, produces body movement. It maintains your posture. Okay, and then next, I think this is the hardest system, I guess. But we need them to understand. Okay, anatomy is very important. It's basic, but it's very, very important. Okay? Okay, that's the major regulatory system, okay, that detects a particular sensation, okay, that it includes your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, okay, and your endocrine system. That's the major regulatory system that influence your metabolism and growth, reproduction, and many other functions. Your cardiovascular system, okay, includes your superior vena cava, your aorta, okay, your carotid artery, okay, that transport nutrients, okay, waste products, gases, and hormones throughout the body. Okay, another system that we need to focus is your lymphatic system. Okay, which includes your thymus, lymphatic vessels, of course. Okay, this lymphatic system, just an overview, it removes foreign substances from the blood and lymph nodes that combats disease and maintain tissue fluid balance. We will go one by one. And your respiratory system, okay, exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and air and regulates your blood pH. Mainly it consists of your lungs and your other respiratory passages. And we have your digestive system, okay? It performs the mechanical and chemical processes of your digestion. Okay, includes your liver, your gallbladder, your large intestine, your rectum, your small intestine, your anus. And your urinary system, okay, paulit-ulit na to, your kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and your urethra. It removes waste product from the blood and regulate also your blood pH, your ion balance. And your female reproductive system. First year, kailangan to, importante kasi pag nag-second year ka, meron ka ng maternal. So, dapat very familiar ka dito. Your female reproductive system, okay, that produces your oocytes and it's the site of fertilization. It includes your breast, your uterine tube, your ovary, your uterus, and your vagina. And of course, your reproductive system that not only includes your female but also includes your male reproductive system. Okay, your prostate, your testis, your penis, your epididymis, okay, which produces and transforms your sperm cells to female, okay, and produces your hormones. Okay, we go to your different characteristics of your life. We will just go over them. We have your organization, metabolism, responsiveness, growth, development, and your reproduction. Just an overview. If we say organization, okay, we all know there's a relationship between parts of the organism. So, pag sinabi nating organization, that's the functional interrelationship between parts. And then your metabolism, that's the sum of all the chemical and physical changes, okay, that an organism should sustain. It's the ability to acquire and use energy in order to support those particular changes. And responsiveness here, responsiveness is your ability to sense and respond to that particular changes or to that environmental cues or environmental changes. Your responsiveness includes your internal and your external environments. Your growth, of course, your growth can increase in size. Okay, it refers to the size of the cells, group of cells, and your extracellular materials. And your development, that's the changes in form. Okay, that's the changes in cell structure. Okay, cell structure function from generalized to specialized. And the last one, characteristic of your life, is your reproduction. That's the reproduction, that's the formation of your new cells, generation of new individuals, or also includes your tissue repair. Okay, so those are the characteristics of your life. Bring me to life.